Imperialism is the creation and maintenance of an unequal economic, cultural, and territorial relationship, usually between states and often in the form of an empire, based on domination and subordination.
When we thought about imperialism and empires, the first thing that came to mind was Star Wars. So, for our project, we will be comparing the most famous fictional empire, the Empire, to the most famous real empire, the English Empire of the 1800s.
One of the main reasons that a nation would want to establish an imperialist relationship is for security. No nation wants to be right next to their worst enemy. An imperialist nation can capture or control land area in between the two nations, aka a buffer zone, to prevent border skirmishes from occurring. In the case of England, the Ohio Valley, once captured from the French, provided a buffer zone between the Native Americans and the British colonies.
Perhaps the largest driving force behind imperialism is the pursuit of wealth. In imperialism, the subjugated countries send most of their wealth, in the forms of taxes and raw materials, back to the mother country. This system, called mercantilism, was implemented by the English. The English government was receiving gold, silver, spices, and precious jewels from its colonies in exchange for protection and supplies.
Please, you must! You're the only ones that can save her! I'll give you anything! Did you hear me? Anything!
Anything?
Yes, anything! Okay, we'll do it for $1 million. $1 million?
Oh, you're starting to fade here. We're losing picture, Your Highness.
All right, I'll pay it. Only find her, save her. All right, King, you just made a deal.
One princess for 1 million space bucks.
During the 18th and 19th century, England and France were almost always enemies. If France colonized an area, England would soon move to colonize in that same region and vice versa. You just don't let your competitors take land without a fight. Imperialist nations also use the subjugation of other nations as shows of force.
Whenever a nation is asking its citizens to go overseas and make sacrifices, both monetarily and in human tolls, it will need a strong, charismatic leader to motivate the people. Powerful leaders can rally their people into action and make sure that the morale doesn't drop too low in times of crisis. For England, they had Queen Victoria, one of the longest-serving monarchs in history, and a very charismatic leader.
And the Jedi Rebellion has been foiled.
What's happened?
The Chancellor's been elaborating on a plot by the Jedi to overthrow the Senate.
And the remaining Jedi will be hunted down and defeated. The attempt on my life has left me scarred and deformed. But I assure you, my resolve has never been stronger. In order to ensure the security and continuing stability, the Republic will be reorganized into the first Galactic Empire for a safe and secure society.
This is how liberty dies. With thunderous applause.
If a nation has many colonies that are thousands of miles away, they will need a fast mode of transport in order to make trade and commerce viable. For the English, most of their intercolonial trade sailed on the backs of their fleet of galleons. The English had some of the fastest and most powerful ships of the era, making trade across the globe much easier and more profitable.
Good. Prepare to attack.
Prepare to attack!
On the count of 3. 1, 2... Late!
What happened? Where are they? I don't know, sir. They must have hyperjets on that thing. And what do we got on this thing? A Cuisinart? No, sir.
We'll find them, catch them!
Yes, sir. Prepare ship for light speed.
No, light speed is too slow.
Light speed too slow?
Yes, we're gonna have to go right to ludicrous speed.
Ludicrous speed? Sir, we've never gone that fast before. I don't know if the ship can take us.
What's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken?
Prepare ship! Prepare ship for ludicrous speed. Fasten all seatbelts. Seal all entrances and exits. Close all shops in the mall. Cancel the three-ring circus. Secure all animals in the zoo.
Give me that, you petty excuse for an officer. Now hear this. Ludicrous speed.
Sir, hadn't you better buckle up?
Now buckle this. Ludicrous speed. Go!
What have I done? My brains are going into my feet.
The final characteristic of an imperialistic nation is the use or threat of overwhelming military force. Having a strong military can allow you to not only capture new colonies, but also to control them in times of rebellion. The English had, in addition to the most powerful navy in the world, the most powerful and well-supplied troops on Earth. They would use this powerful combination to subdue and control any area of their choosing.
Concentrate all your fire on the nearest starship.
Yes, sir. Move all quadrants to Sector 515.
It is obvious that this contest cannot be decided by our knowledge of the Force, but by our skills with a lightsaber.
What will you have, my old Padawan?
This is just the beginning.